So here we are at the pizzeria. It's always super busy down here in the morning. You've got all the market traders, one of the oldest buildings, 7-day market. Loads of vans around in the morning. Here's the pizzeria. It's all packed up from last night. Let's have a look in here. I was just going to show you some stuff that we've done because I'm into my tech, but I like functional tech. I don't like tech just for the sake of tech. I like tech that actually does things. Turn that fan off. Someone's left it on. It's better. So when we did a little mini refurb, we actually I redid all the lighting, which is quite cool. So, well, in fact, we're on it here. Right, so let me show you this. So, this is our iPad. So there's various ways to control the lighting in here now. We have it all set up on the Philips Hue system. So you can either switch the lighting. I'll show you, where's the lights? There's the bar lights. There we go. You can switch it on with this. That pings all the lights on in the building. Little pizza lights up here. Or you can turn it off with that. But then also it's all controllable via this iPad. So you can see that we have the different areas. So we have pizzeria first floor, you can just turn all the first floor lights on or off. All the basement lights on or off. We've set up different, fingers are shaking. We've set up different scenes, so when you go up here we've got daytime, dusk and evening. So as we move through the night and it gets darker, you can press that. Let's have a look. So we've got these lights up here. You might not see it in the daylight, but that's daytime. Then we've got dusk, that dims them all, and then evening, dims them all further. Gets it real nice and cosy and candle lit in the evening. And you can control the different lights as well, so we've split it up into 3 circuits. You've got back bar, front of house lights, so we can dim all those independently. So the way this works, we didn't actually put individual Philips Hue bulbs in each light. They've just got regular dimmable LEDs. One, it would have cost a fortune to do, say, 30 bulbs in Philips Hue. It'd have probably cost £600–700. But also there's just no need for it. We didn't need all the fancy colours of Philips Hue and things like that. We didn't want to have red lights and blue lights and things like that. So what we did is in the back of here, so we've taken all the switches out. In the back of here, we've installed 3 Zigbee dimmers. Now Zigbee is like the standard sort of protocol for smart lighting. So you usually find that if you get any smart stuff that is designed on the Zigbee protocol, it pretty much always works with Philips Hue. Now some of it works better than others. I've bought some cheap IKEA stuff before and that was garbage. It did work with Philips Hue, but it was a pain in the ass to set up. And after a couple of days, all the bulbs just reset and needed reprogramming again. It wasn't fun. So some stuff's better than others, but you can get some decent non-Philips stuff that just behaves like Philips stuff, so it sets up and programs really easily and is just dead reliable. And these Zigbee dimmers, they're about 30 quid each. And they'll dim up to something like 450 watt of lighting. And I think you need like a minimum of 25, 30 watt load on them, otherwise they flicker. So as long as you've got a few 4 watt bulbs on a circuit, it'll dim them beautifully. And the dimming is super smooth. And you can program your minimum brightness as well. So what you can do is turn your lights down, and then when you get them to sort of the minimum brightness that you want, so say you don't want them to go lower than a certain brightness, that you then just press a button on the Zigbee dimmer and that sets it within the dimmer, and then that's the lowest it'll ever go to. So if you get some lights that flicker when you set them to a certain brightness, then you just go to the point before the flicker and you set that as your minimum brightness. But we can get these right down to like 1% without any flickering. That's because we've got a fair few bulbs on a circuit, so there's plenty of load on it. So you can see we've got the bar bulbs here, 3 of those, they're on one circuit. All these pizza bulbs there, you can't really see it, pizza bulbs, got loads of those, they're all on another circuit. And then all the back of house spotlights, they're all on another circuit, so we have full control over those. But the cool thing is we could never quite get staff to remember to turn them down. So sometimes they're a bit forgetful, or they're busy and they forget about it. So what we actually have is we've set up automations in here, so nobody has to remember to do anything. So we also have appliances. So we have a downstairs heater that we can turn on and off from here. And there's actually a fan. So if I press that, the fan cranks up if it gets a bit hot. Gets a nice draft going for the staff. So that's pretty cool. Just done that with smart sockets, and it's super reliable. We've not had an issue with it. We've been running it for months now, and it's been 100% reliable. But yeah, the other cool thing is we've set up automations in here. So we've got the heater comes on at 10 o'clock downstairs every day and goes off at midnight. And then every day the lighting comes on, and we've got it set up so that it sets the pizzeria lights to 100%, and it sets the basement lights to 75%. And then we've got an evening fade set up, and this is programmed to start 30 minutes before sunset, and then we've set a fade duration of 60 minutes. So starting 30 minutes before sunset, the lights will start to fade, and they'll take an hour to fade down to whatever you set them to. So we have set up our pizzeria lights to fade to evening mode, and our basement to fade to 15%. So starting half an hour before sunset, taking an hour, it will fade down to these settings. So nobody needs to do anything now. That's it, it's all automated, it's all lovely and cozy. And because it's all based around sunset times, you don't have to alter it throughout the year. It will self-adjust depending on sunset and sunrise. So I thought you might like to see that, because it's one of these cool little things that has changed our lives. It's a better experience for the customers. Staff don't have to worry about it. As an owner, you're not walking in and all the lights are on flat out 100%, and you're getting angry, upset that the staff aren't doing the lights and things. It takes it all out of the hands, and that's it. And something else we've actually done. So we also had a different aircon controller installed. So this is all locked down, nobody can alter anything in it. We've locked it out. This has a pre-programmed schedule in there, so it comes on at 18 degrees in the morning. So that keeps the staff nice and cool while they're prepping and setting up. And then at 11:45 it ramps up to 21 degrees, and then that goes till midnight and then turns off. So we don't get people leaving it on overnight, so it saves energy. And we don't have staff setting it too cool, so customers are chilly, because we've had that before. Staff bang it down to 18 degrees because they're a bit warm, but then the customers are sat there freezing with the coats on, which is just not appropriate at all. So this stops staff messing with it, stops people forgetting to adjust it. And there's another cool thing is we've got that little, where is it? That little white box you can see on the corner. That's a Wi-Fi controller, so the aircon unit is a Toshiba aircon unit. And if I show you my phone here, we've got the Toshiba app, so I can see what our aircon is doing. So it's telling me the ambient temperature is 17 degrees, it's set at 18, it's in auto mode, it's on auto fan. So we can alter that from our phone, but there's no real need to because it's all scheduled and all automated. So we've tried to automate as much as humanly possible because I've just found it's not very consistent, leaving it up to staff to manage those things. So the more you take out of their hands, the easier it is for everybody else. Next thing is we're going to automate the audio eventually. I've had a friend of mine who has an audio and visual company, and he is going to, we've had a sound system, about £8,000 priced up. So we're running Sonos at the moment. There's a speaker up there, and there's one tucked away just down here behind the stills. You can't really see it. And it sounds banging. It's got plenty of oomph. However, one of the things we realised with Sonos is it's no good for live music. So if we did want to have a DJ, or we did want to plug a mic in, or have a, guy on a guitar plug in or something like that, you can't do that with Sonos because Sonos runs like around a 3 to 5 second delay, and that's just the nature of Wi-Fi speakers, because if you've got multiple zones, they all need to sync up. So it needs a bit of buffering in case there's any problems with the data stream getting to the speakers. They can't run in real time, unfortunately. I'll just show you down here as well. This is the basement. This is quite dark and dingy down here. But we have another Sonos speaker up there. Another one up here. So yeah, I've had a mate price up a 8 grand sound system. It'll outperform these speakers massively. But what we're going to do is have it so that we'll have something down here where a DJ or somebody could plug in down here. Somebody will be able to plug in behind the bar, and someone could plug in another location. So there'll be, say, 3 plug-in points, so you can stick a mixer in it, plug a guitar in, plug a mic in, whatever you want. And then we've had it priced up for an amplifier which has cloud control. So we can lock the amplifier out, we can set the volume levels, we can set the bass, treble, we can set the equalisers up fully, and we can have the equalisers adjust and schedule that, because one of the problems we have is there's offices above us, and they're in theory there till 6 p.m. So through the daytime we have to keep the noise down, have the volume down, have the bass down, so that we don't upset those guys. And yeah, but then it'd be cool because we could just automate the sound system, and it could ramp the volume up to whatever, and it could ramp the bass up and tweak the equalisers and get it sounding nice. That's going to be the next thing we're going to do. Probably put some speakers outside as well, because we have quite a good outdoor scene going in the summer. What else have we done? We've got CCTV all over the place. That's a legal requirement of alcohol licensing. I've pretty much done all the work here. We've got these cool little lamps. Just give them a tap. That one's flat, great. Rechargeable lamps. No, they're all flat. No, they're not, are they? Ah, there we go. That one's lit up. I think the others are flat. Tap them 3 times. You can go from warm. Oh no, I'm just not tapping it. Just not tapping it enough. Sorry, I don't know if you saw that then. I think the camera was out of angle. What else have we done? Oh, this is pretty cool. We put a beer screen in. This is quite cool. So it's a matte Samsung frame, so it doesn't massively look like a telly. It's just a frame. It's crazy thin. You can see there. And that's because all the electrical gubbins, that's usually in the back of a TV, that sort of runs the receiver and the hardware that runs the software and the apps and the smart TV and stuff. Usually that's in the back of the telly, which makes them quite deep, but we've actually got it underneath here. So that is the telly basically. It's got a Fire Stick in it, and we've got some mesh network stuff and the Philips hub and things like that down there, which runs all the Wi-Fi. We've got a mesh network in the place. The Wi-Fi is spot on everywhere. But yeah, you bang your Fire Stick in the telly, you go into your apps on here, choose the Fire Stick, And then we've installed the Untapped app. So this is all updated in real time. So we've just got the on tap menu here, but actually in the back end, we have another menu which is up and coming. So all our beers, we've only got a couple because we're quite low on stock. There's one there and one there. All those are empties. That's what we've smashed through this week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kegs of beer. One of them's a 50 litre. So yeah, when the new beer comes in, we book it into the system, set up the prices and everything. We don't have to type all this guff out. It's all in Untapped already. So you just type in the first few letters of a beer and it pings them out. You put it on as in stock, and then when somebody changes a beer over, they've just got to go into the back end, drag it from one menu to the other, and it sticks it on tap, and then it pings everybody who's on Untapped and has the app on the phone, which a lot of serious beer folk do. It pings them a message out and tells them we've just put a new beer on and what it is and how much it is. And then these at the bottom, so these are reviews from people. So you can see these guys have been in drinking Optical Illusion 2 days ago. So yeah, it looks like Saturday we got quite a few reviews. So if you were sat in here, you can take a photograph of your beer, bang a review in, and it will come up instantly on here because it streams it straight from the Untapped servers straight to this telly. So that's pretty cool. That's made our life loads easier because everybody hated rewriting menus, everybody's handwriting's crap. So this solves the problem. It looks pretty slick. It doesn't look too much like a telly because we didn't want to look like a sports bar. We could use that as a telly if we wanted to do a film night. We could literally stick a film on and hook it up to the sound system potentially, although we'd probably need to buy a play bar or a Sonos Beam or something like that to get it to relay the sound in real time to the other speakers, but it's doable. In fact, the Beam could just go under that seating area and not even use it as a speaker, and then it would relay it to these speakers. It's a bit funny how Sonos works. What else have we got? That's the techie stuff. I think we might do a second video on, I'll tell you what else techie we've got. It's kind of cool from a kitchen point of view. Chefs love it. We have Inkbird data loggers. So this is one that goes into the toppings fridge. And then there's a data logger somewhere in every single fridge in there. Data logger in these. Data loggers in these. We've got about 10 data loggers in the building. They have an internal and an external, so you can literally, that has a thermometer inside it, so you can just put that unit inside the fridge. Then you can also plug in an external thermometer. So you can get 2 readings from one data logger. That all pings through to a hub, it uploads to the cloud, and then you have an app on your phone, and it'll give you a graph, it'll give you the temperature. You can have it take a reading, I think, like every second, every 30 seconds, every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes. We just have it set up for like every 10, 20 minutes, something like that, because you don't need a reading. But that's awesome, because you can set up high and low alarms. So if your fridge is too cold or too hot, it will send you a warning. So if someone turns a fridge off by mistake, or you have a fridge breakdown overnight, you get a notification. You can come to your premises, you can clear all the fridge out, bang it in another fridge, and you save hundreds, maybe £1,000 worth of stock. Or if you come in the morning and a fridge is down, you can actually see when it went down and what temperature it's maintained at. So it might save you throwing £1,000 worth of stuff away, because if it only broke down 4 hours ago, all the food's probably still within temperature. So then you've just either got to fix it or find somewhere else to put it. So it can save you a lot of money. It's a lot of peace of mind. EHO absolutely love it as well. Once you sort of show them that you've got data loggers, they're literally not interested in anything else. You don't have to keep any paperwork. We keep pretty much zero paperwork here, because all our food is ready to eat pretty much, so we don't need to do times and temperatures. We don't need to take temperatures of food. We don't need to take temperatures of fridges, so everything is just job done, automated. Love it, saves us loads of time. EHO, love it. 5 stars all the way. That's about it really. What else have we got tech-wise? Oh, we use the square terminals. Love these. They are a printer, POS and everything all in one. Don't know if you guys, this one's nearly flat. Won't show you the code because that's my personal. Oops, it did just show you the code. So you can go in here. Oh, where are we? I've lost it. Right. So this is super simple, although I can't often use it because keeps trying to get me to clock in. What's going on here? Why can't I just add items to a bill? Oh, I know why. You've got to set a table first. So we have all our tables in here. We've got ground floor, basement, outside, and then just random bar sales. So you can go ground floor 2, and then it takes you into all our stuff. So you've got drinks, pizzas, beers, and you can do everything in this. You can split bills, you can print receipts out of here, but it will also send a bar ticket to there for drinks, a pizza ticket to there for pizzas. These work on Wi-Fi. It takes tap card readers, you can swipe cards, you can load gift cards, you can chip and pin in there if that's a bit of a who in it. That's it, does everything. POS, card reader, gift card reader and writer. Receipt printer comes directly out of things, so it's super handy. Love it as well, we get loads of tips for staff. So with this, the best way is when you go to a customer, do the bill, bring the bill up and then just leave it with them. It'll come on a tip screen and we usually just say to the customer, tips there guys, completely optional, and then just walk away, leave them with the machine. Don't stand over them because we've found standing over them, people make a rushed choice on tips and they might just bang 5% in in a panic when they maybe would have put 10 in. So just give them the time, you lay the beep, go back, grab the card reader, thank them for coming, see you later. Glad you enjoyed your evening. And that is it. So that's pretty cool. We have Square on the main POS also here. I'm not going to bang the passcode in again because you will see it. But that, we barely use that actually. We rarely use that. When we're not cashless now, we can take a little bit of cash. We just have a tiny cash tin, barely ever any money in there because we barely do any cash as much as, but for those people that want to do cash still, it's an option. What else have we got? Show you around a bit. Got the latest Sun Mix mixer, dough rounder even, that's a beast. Looks really smart. We've got the Sun Mix Queen 60. We are going to swap that out soon because it's quite an old model. It's single phase, 60 kilo dough capacity, single motor. But at the time we didn't have 3-phase. So they've changed it all a bit. So we're going to bang the latest one in. I've got one on order. I've got a 3-phase Queen 60 dual motor with all the latest touchscreen and everything. It's in black to match the dough rounder. So that's going to be pretty cool. Looking forward to getting that in and shooting some content with it, which means this will be available to buy. You're going to want £4,000 plus VAT for it if anybody's interested. That is a pretty good price because the new ones are about £9,000. And it's never missed a beat. We've been hammering it for 4 years now. It's never missed a beat. This is the old Sudforni. This is quite high tech as well actually. I keep forgetting that we're quite high tech in everything, but you have got, looks like they've turned it off overnight. Have they? Yeah, there we go. So the touchscreen's lit up. That does a little boot up. And then once you've got that, you can just go into there, and that's it, it's on. It's saying the oven's at 110 degrees. It's set to 445. bottom heating element is at 20%, top 100%, but you can just tweak this. You can schedule it to come on at certain times. So say we're at the end of the day and we're shutting this down. Can't remember whether it's no, I think you hold that. Yeah, you hold that, and then there's two ways of turning it off. You can turn it off with the off button, and then that just turns it off and it'll never come on again until you turn it on. Or you can turn off with planning, and that will turn this recipe on, so you can set a recipe in there, date, time. You can have a recipe where you can set your temperature in there. So you could have it come on a Monday, 250 degrees if you want to bake some bread, and then ramp up to, you know, say you do it up until tea time, you could then have it ramp up to 450 degrees, 500 degrees at 5 o'clock for evening service, and it'll do all that automatically. So if I turn that off with planning, that will come on. So that's saying next start Wednesday. So they obviously haven't got Monday and Tuesday programmed in there. They're obviously just turning it on manually when they come in, but someone always comes in a few hours early. Fluing is super simple. 5-inch duct, straight out. We've just got a variable speed. Fan control in there. You could even just put it on one of those centrifugal inline flues. Flue system's super cheap for these ovens because there's no gas fumes or anything like that. I've got some more iPads over here, so kitchen and manager iPads. They can control music and lighting and stuff from here as well, and if we have online orders set up, so that'll ping through, they can cancel it or adjust it or take menu items offline. Got our CCTV camera for the basement there, so we usually have the basement on full screen so we can just keep an eye on people, see if there's any trouble or if tables need clearing, or if it's full. When we've got people at the door, we don't have to run up and downstairs to see if there's a table available. So that's it. That's about it tech-wise, but we're quite techy, and it works great. I love tech that just works, and the Philips Hue stuff works brilliantly. But like I say, I've tried cheaper, inferior bulbs before, and they're garbage. Let's show you. I've got the coffee machine, good old classic. Linear 2-group classic. Got a K40 ice machine here. Make some decent size cubes. We'd like a new ice machine one day. This doesn't put out enough capacity for us. We usually end up having to buy some on Thursday, Friday and Saturday night. It's got a decent dishwasher. This was an upgrade. When we first started, we had a cheap, crappier Dexa one. Worst company in the world. Everything arrives damaged. We actually got the first one for free though, because it arrived smashed up, and Adexa was so terrible at customer service that we did a chargeback, and they defended it badly and lost. So we got a free 1,500 quid dishwasher from Adexa. I would never recommend anybody use them, or if you do, make sure you buy on credit card, and if they don't sort your problems out, which they probably won't, do a chargeback. It takes them so long to respond, and there's that many staff that deal with it, they completely lose track of the whole thing and have no idea what they're talking about, so they end up losing it. But then when it packed in, we got this one from York Catering, Ward's Catering actually in York, and that's like a $3.5 grand dishwasher, and the build quality and functionality of it is absolutely night and day. I guess we might as well move into some of the other stuff then, because I've kind of moved on to appliances now. So let's have a look in here. So I installed all the beer lines and everything. We need to do a little bit of finishing off on the beer lines. So this needs a bit of a clean up in here actually, a bit of a bomb site. But this is our 10-line cooler. We've got 2 pythons. We actually need to do a bit of finishing off on these. These exposed pipes need insulating. Got our gas hook up there with our primary regulator on the wall. We've actually used one of the spare lines down the python to pipe the gas to the bar, which works nicely. This, usually you run these at a couple of degrees. They usually just have water and glycol in them. and they don't run very cold, but because we've got an under-counter bar, we wanted to make sure that the beer was nice and cold. So this has actually got a different fluid in it. It's called two flow, and you can run this at -5. We've just got it running at -2. And then basically you have these pythons round the outside. There's 10 lines for running beer. So they go into the cooler, they go around coils that pass in this fluid that's at -3, and that cools the beer down. And then it comes back out and back to the bar. So we basically got a python that comes from the keg to the cooler, and then from the cooler to the taps. But then also down the middle of the python's a coolant line, so it's pumping -3 degrees, which you can see it's frozen there. So we need to insulate this to stop that condensation, that freezing. But this basically pipes -3 degree coolant all the way up and down these pythons. So effectively, the beer is cooled right from leaving the keg, pretty much. So let's have a look under here. Move this. So under here, we have our under-counter cellar, and it works really well. It's super easy. We've got 8 kegs under here, 8 beers on. So what you have, your beers come out of your kegs, out of here, runs into that python, which is all insulated and cooled. It goes to the cooler, and then it comes back to the taps, up this python, and these are all your lines. Cooled again, the coolant hoses come all the way up here and go down there, right to the end, and then double back, down there, and then back down. So there is coolant all the way, pretty much from the keg, or within about 1 metre of the keg. The beer is cooled all the way to the coolant and right up to the tap. So this is cold when you touch it. In fact, if I take you around the front, you'll probably see that there. Oh no, there isn't. There's usually some condensation on there, where you can see where the pipe line's obviously touching. So this is an 8-tap font. When I built the place, we inquired with a load of UK companies for a font, and they were wanting £3,000 for something like that, and it was going to take them 5 weeks to build one. I went to China, got one for 650 quid, and it came in 6 days via UPS. So installed that. Beer installation was super easy, actually, didn't take long at all. The pythons run behind this wall here and then come out of 2 holes. We've got all the secondary gas regulators, so your bottle in there runs at about, I don't know, 2,000 or 3,000 psi, and then you have your primary regulator on the wall, which you saw, which brings it down to about 50 psi, and then you can set these individually depending on what kind of beer you are running. And then we've got these teed off, so we've got 4 reggies but 8 gas lines for the 8 beers, so you just need to sort of match your gas pressures. But to be honest, because it's an under-counter bar, we just run everything maxed out. We need as much pressure as possible. So that's super simple. When a beer runs out, you just drag the keg out. Beer lines are super quick and clean. The lines only hold about 1.5 pints of beer, so you don't have loads of wastage. So I mean, we really like the under-counter setup. The only thing is you've just got to choose your beers a bit wisely. Wheat beers don't like being stored at room temperature. Some beers can get a bit lively, so as long as you stick with like your sours, your pales, your lagers, your stouts, they all seem pretty happy. What else? There's loads of stuff. I put this cocktail station in, got that from Bar Fab. We've got running water to the bar, which is cool. These are insulated ice troughs. You've got your fruit condiment things there that you can bang all your fruit in above your ice well, keeps your fruit cool, and then this has a drain hole in it, so all your water just drains away from your ice as it melts. You've got your speed rail at the front, you've got some shelving underneath for mixers and stuff. That's all plumbed in. That's the drainage, traps with U-bends so you don't get any smells. That all runs round here to the drain. Oh, we've got these as well. These are life-changing. Little pitcher rinsers. So not only does the beer drip into that and drain away so we don't have to empty them, but you can quickly wash out a glass and your cocktail gear and stuff, so you're not having to go over to the sink all the time and wash out your shot glasses and your measures and things like that. So that's pretty much it. Can't think of much else to show you really. That's Dave. That's just walked in. Say hi, Dave.
Hello.
It's Dave, one of the pizza chefs, Adam's brother. He's just come in to get cracking today. So that's it. I'll call it a day now because I'm a bit camera shy talking in front of other people. So we will wrap that up, and we're at the end of it anyway. So I hope that was all of some interest to you. Ping us some questions in the comments if you want to know anything. Been running this pizzeria for over 4 years now. Quite a learning curve, but we're doing all right. We're busy. People are loving it. Got a good vibe going. Got some good staff, good pizza and good drinks. So leave you there for now. Catch you later.